Excellent connection. We're live. Talk to me. Let me know what's up. I'm still seeing greens. I'm seeing greens everywhere. Excellent. All across the board. What's up, Candy B? Yes. Okay, let me know. What's up? How we looking? How we sounding? We decent? We good? Oh, let me read your text. Visuals. Yeah, my visuals frozen on Twitch. Yeah, I wasn't live on YouTube. We chime in town. I think you can see it. Even your chat on the visuals frozen. What up, Arch? How you doing? Yeah, okay. So I had to restart my. I look and sound good on both. There we go. Okay. So I had to restart OBS. I guess because it's the first time. I gotta balance out the bit rates. But I think I got it. The cool thing about YouTube, if you're gonna check it out on YouTube, the cool thing about YouTube, which I love, is that you can rewind it back. Oh my God. Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Okay, we could fix that. We could fix that. See, and then 4 seconds. I'll make it 2. So, okay, so you're on the YouTube, cool. Yeah, I love YouTube's player. I love it. Love it. Because if I miss something, I can just rewind it. Yeah, I see. I appreciate you. Always on time. I appreciate you, Candy B. Thank you so much. Okay. So the plan today was, yeah, it should be good. Okay, so I fixed that. But the plan today was to react to BigE's video. If you're not familiar with BigE, and I don't know why they showing me all these stats. I don't need to see all these stats. But BigE is a content creator. He used to stream on Twitch as his main large platform besides what he does on YouTube, which is make videos. BigE, if you wonder, BigE. But he moved over to Kick. And since he's done that, he's found a lot of success. But he likes to, one of the main things that he talks about, because I watch his videos every time he drops one. But one of the main things he talks about is streaming on YouTube for one. Well, making content is his main thing. But he talks about making videos for YouTube for one. And then he also talks about when he streaming on Kick, but one of the things that he loves to do is give you kind of like how we do here, where we talk and do tutorials and kind of educate. That's one of his big things, and he's definitely an inspiration, motivation for me. I mean, he's got the experience. One of the videos that really sticks out to me is the video that he made when he was talking about how to get brands and sponsorships, right? And the steps that he listed. What's up, Red? How you doing? The steps that he listed. What's up, Ms. Draper? But the steps that he listed in the video were all steps that I had followed to get the Twitch deal. You know what I'm saying? It's the Twitch where we did an influencer deal. And I was just but he made it so simple. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, I feel in my brain, I complicate a lot because I'm always, a lot of times, if you've ever spoken to me, you'll pick up on this, but I'm squirrel. I have these ideas, but it's hard for me to express them in a way where I feel it's coherent. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably why when I talk, I speak a little slower, especially when I'm doing a tutorial, telling somebody how to do something. I don't mind repeating myself, but I have an issue with when I when I speak, sometimes I can just kind of veer off, you know what I'm saying? Cause I have a lot of have a lot of thoughts and ideas. But either way, I'm not gonna hold y'all up. I know we started late. We're supposed to start at 1. We started a little late, but it really wasn't okay. It really wasn't starting late because we had to figure out what we were doing, right? Because it's our first time. We are streaming on multiple platforms. We're streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. It appears to be working. I am very excited about that because that means that the possibilities have now expanded. Okay, the ceiling is the roof. Shout out to Michael Jordan. Okay, so again, let's get into I'm on YouTube. I am on YouTube. My channel is Tech Support Next Door, all one word, Tech Support Next Door, if you want to check it out. So what we're doing, I hate when that happens. Get too much air in my throat. We're going to watch, here it is. So what we're doing, I was going to react to this video. And again, shout out to Big E, much love, much respect. I hope this is cool with you. But I wanted to react to his video because, and really I wanted to share, and I felt like what he was saying was something that I couldn't necessarily say, right? The way that he was saying it, like I really appreciated how he said it. And then I also get a chance to like pause and inject my own kind of thoughts and feelings on the subject. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. It's only like a 20-minute video, but again, there's a lot of value in this video. He's talking about 5 simple steps for a YouTube channel. 5 simple steps, and I agree with every single one of them. And me personally, I'm trying to follow that, right? So YouTube is the next step in my journey. What's up, Mr. Vaughn? Yes. But YouTube is the next step in my journey, right? Because I'm trying to grow a few different things here. As everybody knows, I started off on this platform DJing, right? But then, like I've always been a content creator, right? So in creating content, I wanted to expand that. And so I started doing gaming on stream, because I game I game at home, right, in my free time. So I wanted to do some gaming, and then I always want to add engagement. So, and now we're doing tech support talks, and we've done some fitness streams. So yeah, this is the next step in the journey for tech support talks and for tech support next door. Thank y'all for being here, for helping me out, for being like day ones. Like I really appreciate stuff like that. Like that's huge to me. That's huge to any content creator, but it's huge to me. Okay. Again, I'm grateful. Okay. So you don't have to watch the video. It's a talking video. But if you do watch the video and you're kind of a nerd like me, check out like the visuals on this thing. Like his camera's crispy. I know the LUT that he uses is just fantastic. Like it's like tailored to his whole look. The room is nice. He got the carpet, you know what I'm saying? But either way, let's go ahead, look at this. I had the video twice. Couldn't find the video earlier, uploaded it twice. Couldn't find it earlier, uploaded it twice. Unbelievable. Okay, so this is the video, and yeah, you should be able to hear everything. So let's go ahead and watch it.
Okay, we like to complicate things.
Oh, real quick, one thing. Again, much love to Big E. I edited the video. He uses a lot of choice words. I edited them out because no disrespect, you know what I'm saying? But we kind of going for like a cleaner stream, but I still felt like everything he had to say was valuable. So if you want to hear the full unedited version, go to youtube.com/BigE, the letter E. Okay, but this one will be edited for language. All right.
Okay, we like to complicate things a lot, especially when it comes to things like YouTube, for example. It seems super intimidating to go from like nothing to, the very things that inspired us to start a YouTube channel. So today I wanted to talk about 5 simple steps to building your own YouTube channel coming into 2025. Before we even get to the steps, it's good to point out that YouTube is trying really hard to expand creators in every single arena in the world of content creation, from long 30 to 40 minute videos to 8-minute curated videos to short form vertical content, all the way to live streams. It's honestly the best time to be a creator because not only are they pushing so many things, the trend of go, go, go and worrying about keeping somebody's attention for as long as you can, it's kind of dying off, and everything is moving more to like authentic storytelling, more personal. I mean, even myself as somebody who watches content, I'm just burnt on the I'm just more drawn into personal content, like genuine content where somebody's just doing something that they enjoy, whether it's
Now, just a quick pause. We've talked about this here often, right? If you're gonna do something that you enjoy, right? If you're choosing to stream something that you enjoy. Don't stream something that you don't, you don't want streaming to feel like a job, right? Where you're like, yeah, I can do this job, but I don't really want to go in here every day. Like, you should do something that you really enjoy, right? Now it's gonna feel like, it's gonna feel like a job at times. That's just the nature of work, right? But it should never feel so heavy that you're just like, oh my God, like I don't want to do this anymore at all ever in life. Let me do something else different. Like it should never feel that way. And one way I really think about it is that, I have a 9-to-5. Right. I have a day job. And it could be you. It's up right now. We up on YouTube, tech support next door. All one word. On my Instagram. Here come Push. You know how Push is. Push come kicking in the door. Let me see. Yeah, that's the one. Let me see. It's not available. Well, how did everybody else find me? Maybe the link, I don't know. Maybe the link ain't no good. We got one. Yes, okay, just search me at tech support next door. Search me real quick. See what's up. I'm looking at it. It's live right now. I'm looking at it right here, y'all. We live. We are live right now. Boom. The live link right there in the chat. Thank you, Mr. Vine. I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, it's all there. Yeah, we live right now. Okay. You don't see me streaming live. I was just looking right at. Check it again. Yeah, check it again. But again, you don't want to stream and do something that you really don't want to do, right? Like that. Come on, man. Like, that's just horrible, right? You always want to stream and do something that you really like. It's really something that you feel in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like something that I liken it to doing something that you would do even if nobody was ever watching. Except in this case, you turn on the camera and let people see you doing it. And people pick up on that. They pick up on that kind of vibe. Yeah, he's live over there. It's working. Okay. Yeah. And they pick up on that kind of vibe, right? If they see, like, that's why we watch. To be honest, that's why we watch somebody like Push. First off, it's not that, listen, me watching somebody work out, it's not a whole lot of necessary like entertainment value. But when you see somebody working out that appears to enjoy working out, like they make it fun for you, that's the difference, right? If you're doing art, okay, and you're just kind of going through the motions, or even if you like don't, it looks like it's work for you, people don't pick up. I mean, people pick up on it, but they won't continue to watch. But let somebody do something and they just like they're really enjoying it, like they're really, really into it, or they start talking about it. Like you see that with nerds, right? You ask them a question about something that they're really, really into, and they'll just start listing off things from it and like, yeah, okay, so it does this and it does that. And then if you look at this and oh wait, I'll post this reference in the chat for you so that you can click on it and check it out and read it in your own time and this and that, bro. Like that's what we're talking about. And what he's talking about is getting back to that less produced content, specifically on YouTube, but less produced content and just more seeing someone in their own element, doing what they really, really want to do and having a good time doing it and leaving it there. You know what I'm saying? Misty Christie, it worked. Awesome. The last one was unlisted, but this one is, I'm seeing it's public, so everybody should be able to find me. Tech support next door. You should be able to find me. Okay. All right. We'll keep going.
Telling a story or putting together a creative video, all the way down to just watching somebody spin some slots or make a desk. And that's like the general trend that we're seeing everywhere right now. And so it's just like good to point that out before we even get into these steps, because you should know that this whole like Mr. Beast era where everything needs to just be like bow, bow, bow in your face, it's kind of veering away. So it doesn't need to be as daunting as what you make it seem to be. All right, step number 1, figure out the content you enjoy. Yes, shocker. Don't make content that you think somebody else will enjoy. Make content around the things that you will enjoy. Instead of focusing on trying to get into the algorithm with the content that you're doing, try to use the algorithm to build an audience with content and hobbies that you enjoy. I guess a simple way to put this would be stop worrying about making videos to get views and start making good videos that you yourself would enjoy, that you yourself would be into with whatever it is that you're into. Whether you're making tables or drawing or spinning slots or showing how you run your lawn care business from your house. Worry less about how you need to put together videos for people to like you and focus more on putting together videos of how you can just show your interest and passion to whatever it is that you're doing to the general audience. Now,
one thing I want to add with this, just think about this. This is kind of a rhetorical question, but if you choose to answer, you're welcome to it. But why would you want to make content around the things that you enjoy? It's what YouTube used to be. What YouTube used to be? You might be right. YouTube has been a few different things. So you might be right about that. But why would you want to make content around things that you enjoy, not necessarily worrying about what other people want to see? And you don't have to answer this, but I'll again, it's a rhetorical question. When you do that, there's a few different reasons, but the one reason that sticks out to me is that when you do that, when somebody comes to you and says, or because they'll do it, you know how toxic chats can be. But when somebody comes to you and they say, hey, I don't like this, or I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't really for me. You're right. It's not for you. Clearly, you're not the audience for this, but it's definitely for me, right? There's certain games that I play that I wouldn't play on stream just because I know it'll be boring if y'all watch me play it. But I play it for hours. I talked about this. There's a game called Astroneer, right? I play that game for literal hours, yo. Literal hours. And Me showing you that on stream, I just don't think, and let me be clear. Me showing it, like, that feels like my own personal game. You know what I'm saying? But when I play other games, like, I want everybody to be a part of it. I think it's just a better experience, right? When I do music, I want as many people to be here to listen to it, because I want it. That's like a full-on experience. But when I do, when I play Astroneer, that's kind of like for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm this. I ain't gonna even talk about the game, but if you just look it up, Astroneer, right? But I enjoy multiple things, like Retta put in the chat. Yes, you know I do music, Kenny B. Don't do that. Like, I enjoy, like, I DJ, right? So I DJ on Twitch. I game on Twitch. I just chat on Twitch. We do movie reviews on Twitch. All these things I enjoy individually without it ever being live, right? Without me ever going live, without it ever being live. Music Spasm got a question. How do I get my beard to be as luminous and luscious as yours? It's a good question. To answer your question, what's up, Cree? How you doing? To answer your question, how? Listen, a lot of prayer. A lot of prayer. For you, mine came natural. I was blessed. All right. I appreciate you, Cree. Hey, listen, you be careful out there in them streets. Okay, but if you're going to stream, you want to make sure that you enjoy it. You want to do something that you know for a fact you enjoy, right? I enjoy doing this, and I wouldn't mind sharing it with people. That way, when you do it, don't do it. Like, when you're doing it, nobody can come to you and tell you, oh, like, this isn't my thing. And even if they do that, it's like, okay, all respect to you. Much love to you. Oh, I keep forgetting to mention, we do have a community challenge. 4 hours, a teaspoon of vibes. You can gift your community, your channel reward points to it, right? I think you got less than 30 days, somewhere in there, to get up to 75,000 points. So far, goodness gracious, Candy B has already given 10,000. Okay. Why are you worried about what's in my cup? Raise the limit. You think it should be more than 75,000? Is that what you're saying? I don't set the limit. I told you this. I don't set the limit. That's Twitch. Shout out to Twitch. All right, let's get back to it. No, I can't. I can't change that. We're getting back to it. Let's go.
I said for years this like cheesy cliche thing, which is, in order to build a community, you have to communicate. As streamers, we've been doing this for years. Just continuously talking, creating conversations to the audience or your community. And the more that people will with that, the more people will stick around. Hence why I'm making this video today. I mean, this video in itself is just a great example of everything I'm talking about. I love YouTube. I love content creation. I love being able to build your brand. My personal forte is like helping other people understand that you're within complete control of doing this yourself. Like, yeah, it's actually crazy that the person watching this video right here feels like they could do more in life and feels like they have more creative interests to like kind of step outside the box. And my love for this is being able to sit here and confirm, yeah, you can do that. You really can apply yourself to this and completely turn your life around by just simply showcasing the things that you're into in a video form. So I've figured out that content. I've taken hobbies and things that I'm interested in, like building desks or camera gear or how to do YouTube, and I put it all together in these videos. The end goal being, hopefully, you finding value in it. And then the views kind of come around that. And yes, I genuinely put these videos together on the idea of, If you watch this, does it do its job? And then as a result, over time, some of the videos grow and then some just flat out don't. That's the thing about like evergreen content, which is a lot of the content that I make, this stuff to where like I could be making this video right now, but in a year to 2 years, it could still be relevant. It's like, yeah, sometimes these flop, but I don't know. I just don't care. As long as some people got value from it, it's just like on to the next step.
That's such like a key thing. And it's one thing that you'll hear from successful content creators, like what does it give people? Does it bring them value? Right? Is what you're choosing to do show, is it giving someone like value? I'll tell you this, I haven't seen it done. I think I've seen a couple people do it. Let me be honest. I've seen a couple people do it. But this diamond art, I don't know if you're familiar with diamond art, but it's these little bitty Lock and Key. What's going on? Welcome in. It's these little bitty, like colorful, they're not diamonds, but they're like these little gems, right? And you use this little pen and you pick it up and you place it in the appropriate spot that it should go. And you do enough of that and you'll create this pre-drawn image, right? So let's say if the image is sketched on paper, you put these in there and it makes it basically like a 3D kind of situation. Your daughter loves those. Yes. I knew nothing about it until like maybe a little over a year ago when I was talking to Light Eyes, and Light Eyes was talking about doing diamond art. I was like, what in the world is that? And then she showed it to me, and she showed me like all these different ones that she had did, and it takes so long, but she loves it, right? It feeds that part of her. Would somebody watch that? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Again, if you're going to stream, I'm not saying you have to, but if you're going to stream, do something that you love. Show off what you love, show off what you like to do, right? And then the people, like you said, the views will come, right? The views will come. I'm into, and this is weird because I'm not a fan of school, but my whole family is in education, right? They always have been. And so when I had an opportunity to make a video, the first YouTube video I made was a tutorial on a feature of that Twitch offers, and then the views came, right? They didn't come the next day or like the day after that or 2 weeks after that or even a month after that. But after 6 months, I went back and looked, and all of a sudden it's 15,000 views on it. So that means, right? And I continue to tell the story because I feel like I'm one of those people who was like, I don't know, right? I don't know, but I know that this is something I feel passionate about, and I'm going to make a video on it and put it out. And maybe it'll have value for someone, right? Maybe it'll have value for someone. And turns out it did. Turns out it did. I had no idea. Turns out it did, right? And so that's what he's talking about, and especially with YouTube, because we talked about YouTube before. I consider YouTube like a library. Maybe it's like a futuristic library, right, where you can do more. But even, well, let me be honest, man. If you ain't been to a library in a while, it's a lot of stuff going on in these libraries. Okay, it's a lot of stuff going on in these libraries, so it's kind of like that, right? But the biggest thing is like, I say library because what I'm saying is put the video on the shelf, right? Make the video, put it on the YouTube shelf, and just walk away, right? The beautiful thing about YouTube is that it tracks the views, right? So that's how you know that other people are watching. But imagine, like, do you knit a hat, right, for somebody to watch it and put a heart on it and like it? No, you knit it because you feel like you really wanted to knit it, or maybe you wanted to knit it for like your niece or your nephew or your son or daughter or your grandson or granddaughter, right? That's why you do it. It's puzzle playing, right? People playing puzzles and then they're having conversations and talking, like that's bringing value to people. And you don't know how, you never know the number, right? You don't know how many people that's going to bring value to. But if you make it with that focus, that goal in mind, like that's your objective, to bring value, then you'll always make like good stuff. And people will tell you, right? People will let you know. Keep going.
Step 2, set small, realistic goals. Listen, I'm not going to harp to you about having like the vanity metric goals, hitting 1,000 subscribers or 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. As much as I want to lie and say like, don't focus on those things, which you really shouldn't focus on those things. You shouldn't allow those goals to beat you down if you can't get to them faster. But like, they're still fun goals. But when I say set small, realistic goals, I more so mean like telling yourself you're going to do something and sticking to it. Like a small realistic goal could be, if you're going to upload a video a week, you stick to that. You set forth a goal to where you can actually do it, but you're holding yourself accountable to do that goal without going like over the top. And it also being a goal that's within your control, because you can actually choose to sit down and put down the hours in a week to make a video. You can't control that even if your video is really good, 100,000 people are going to subscribe to it. Other small realistic goals are like, I'm going to get better at jotting down stuff and writing down ideas for the YouTube channel. Like the simple goal of you collecting 5 YouTube video ideas a week in whatever it is that you're into as a person, that itself is a goal. It is a goal that will help you long term. Getting better with camera gear, learning technical stuff, making X amount of videos on your phone so you can save up for a camera. These are all small goals that are within your control, to where as you start doing them and accomplishing them, they make you feel better, which is something everybody should. Setting yourself up for a failure or just coming in like just complete random, just hoping you figure it out, like gets really daunting, and most of the time it just doesn't work. Sure, people have just like at one point started making videos and then like paid off, but some point down the line, they typically end up like getting in a routine, making goals and like actually accomplishing. So I just can't.
Okay, so we got a couple questions in the chat. And again, if you're on the YouTube, thank you. This is our first stream, right? And we're gonna be here every week now that I got it figured out. We're gonna be here every week. I'm trying to increase. My goal is to make 1 YouTube video a week. I'm counting these as the 1 video. But again, that's just the goal. You know, that's the baseline. But eventually we're going to get it up to 2. But for right now, 1 goal a week. I mean, 1 video a week. That's the goal. Couple things in the chat over here on Twitch. Miss Divine said, I follow YouTube artists that I can follow along with. Absolutely. And think about it. If you made a video like that, how many people would come to see you? Same thing. Right now, it may not be. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm putting out an idea. I'm not saying that you have to do that, but that is most certainly an idea, right? Push said, have you ever burned out and hit a hiatus as far as streaming? Myself, well. Okay, so for myself, I always schedule, because, okay, so when I think of like hiatus, I think of like weeks or a month or something like that, right? For myself, I usually schedule a little time in there where I just like, I'll take a week off and just, you know, kind of reconnect with things and settle in a little bit. When I made the adjustment for Spotlight, which I don't know if everybody knows, but I did adjust Spotlight for me, and yeah, that's definitely a question for the chat too. But I was doing Spotlight every day. I'm sorry, every day. That's crazy. Every week, once a week, for what, 2 years, 2.5 years, somewhere in there. And I didn't get tired necessarily with it, but I was saying like, man, I don't know, something's off, right? And I had to kind of figure it out. So I needed to take a step back, which is when I came to the decision most recently. Now we're doing spotlights every other week. And I'm changing the format from like just simply Red Cup Spotlight to like Red Cup Spotlight Trivia. I know it's a mouthful, but the idea of it is to remove some of the strain and the stress of like trying to educate and put that energy into more of like the entertainment part of it, right? Because I'm still going to give you facts, right? I'm still going to tell you, this artist does this and this person does that and blah, 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 right? Like this person came from here. I'm going to give you stats and facts and things like that. But there was a better way to do it to make it more energizing for me and for everyone else. And plus, when you're doing something like that and standing on your feet for like 3 hours, like it can kind of wear on you a little bit. So I can't say that I've ever been at a point where I felt like, man, I'm just done with streaming. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I love doing what I do, right? I love doing it. So I can't ever just take a hiatus. But it does help if you plan things, right? So you plan a day, you plan a week if need be. Right. However your mental health is at that point, whatever you need to do, mental, physical health. But yeah, like plan it out and plan out your content. That makes it easy. That's much less stress and strain on you. Right. Like it's like you it's like the thought of like, man, you go to this place for 8 hours and work and then you taking work home with you. It's like, nah, that sucks. I don't want to do that. I don't want to bring work home with me. And in this case, I don't want this to be work when I do it. So I plan it out. So yeah, to answer that, I'm sorry. I know that was a little long winded. Music Spouse said he took September off this year for the first time in 2 years. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And it was noticed. It was noticed, brother. Kenny B said, I certainly have. Then I met G and he planned to play what you want and not what you think people want to hear. Absolutely. Haven't burned out since because every stream is a passion project for me. Absolutely. Right. You're more in tune with the stream. You're more connected. You were always giving of yourself, but now you're giving of yourself in a way that you almost feel energized as you're sending out the energy. Right. Like it feels more cyclical and ultimately, when you're doing that, the number of people in the room doesn't affect you as badly. It doesn't affect you as badly because you're getting that energy regardless. Now you want more people. You want more people in the room because you're just like, man, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? I wish more people would be here to feed off this energy. But hey, if you ain't here, you ain't here. Oh well. Oh well. It's that let me cook energy now. Yes. That is how you find out who's really rocking with you. All right, let's get back to it.
Explain the power that you get when you start getting small W's in whatever thing you're into. Like once you create this environment and this channel and you start developing some kind of like victory momentum on it, even if it's not coming with 100,000 views, you're still accomplishing something. And then that enables you to stick with it. And then over time, it makes you want to improve at it, at which eventually the views will come. If we have any like long-term YouTube creators on here, please back me up with this idea that most of us end up getting views long-term because we get over the wall of stressing about the views and we get more in the rhythm of what can we do to show up and do what we said we were gonna do. And then it's just so weird when you stop stressing about the views and you stop stressing about those metrics. It's just kind of like naturally happens. Step 3, learn your analytics. Now I will say analytics are so.
Now listen, and I appreciate you, Arch. Yeah, it kind of is like this. Listen, sometimes you get into those modes, right? Where it feels like who am I actually talking to? Right? Like, who am I really talking to right now? Is anybody there? And especially since like when I'm streaming, I don't have the number. Like I don't see, okay, there's people in here, right? I'm going. And last night I was just kind of going. just talking about the film. But yeah, it is a little bit like that. But again, I also don't, because I don't worry about the number per se or specifically, like, I'm just like, this is me, right? There is nothing influencing how I'm speaking, right? Or what I'm doing. Like, it's literally, this is how I talk all the time, right? And I think that makes for a more genuine, not only stream, but a more genuine video and a more genuine connection, right? A more genuine connection. So that's what I'm always going for. Now, what he's getting ready to talk about, I had to get put on to this by Candy B. She helped me out with this because I am not an analytics person per se. I'm learning every day, but it was not like that's not my first thing, right? The analytics portion of things. But once I really stepped back and like looked, especially with YouTube, learn the analytics and to understand what it means, not just the viewers, but the age of the viewers, where they're viewing from, all of that matters. All of it matters, right? And I'm fortunate enough to have made a video that initially got so many views that I can look at the analytics and say, yes, like, I don't have to question it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is the age range of the people who watch the video. There's nothing to question. Okay, I need to be making more videos based around this age range, right? I need to start tailoring my content to kind of fit that age range even more. Like, that's what my thoughts should be. And so I agree with whatever he says in this next session. I agree 100%. I probably won't even stop it because he's getting ready to just really explain learning your analytics.
Very important.
Oh, also, sorry, I said I wasn't gonna stop it. I did it anyway. My bad. Listen, that's me. Okay, don't get mad. But YouTube, this is on YouTube analytics, but Twitch gives you analytics too. And I tell people all the time, just look at the analytics, yo. Just look at the analytics. Please look at the analytics. All right, that they're not lying to you. These are legit numbers. And if you know how to read them, then you can understand, oh, okay. All right. So this is what they're saying. This is what happens at this point. Okay. So let me think about what I'm doing in my stream to get to this point where people, like, what did I do? If you match up, okay, I'm talking too much, but if you match up where you see the decline of viewers and you go back to your stream and see what you did in the stream, like around that point, then you can make the adjustment. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. That's why you check your analytics. Okay, let's keep going.
Were a little bit more important over the last few years during like the Mr. Beast era, at least some of the analytics we're going to talk about today, because you really needed to see how long you were getting people to like click stay and watch. Now, like some of the analytics that we needed to stress about before, they're not as important. I'll give you guys some of the ones that like you should pay attention to. But first off, metrics that really just don't matter, subs. I know you want to like get more subs because like that's the thing that everybody sees, or views, even to an extent, depends on the content. Views don't matter. Like anybody can get good views on anything. You could all share some like rage bait and get hundreds of thousands of views. But is it like going to be genuine views that will help build an audience for you? In those situations, probably not. But views do matter to an extent. However, subs really don't mean much anymore. It's like hard to explain. Obviously, you want people to subscribe so that way they're more informed of your new content and you build this community. And it's like this idea of like you're building this platform, and subs directly correlate the idea of like you are building something. But with the way algorithms work anymore, subs is not a metric that demonstrates the idea if you're making good or bad videos. There's other analytics to look into to see if like your titles are doing good, your thumbnails are clickable, like they're drawing in attention, or what thumbnails you should be using. Like there's other analytics on YouTube that you can use to break down what you're doing right and wrong as a creator with your videos so you can improve. Subs doesn't really help with that. If people fuck you, they'll subscribe. But if you make good videos, some people might not subscribe. You might just pop up in somebody's homepage. They might click that video. They may never subscribe, but you might constantly pop up in their homepage because they're watching your video all the way through. This is the power of the algorithm, is you actually don't have to be subbed to constantly watch people. I bet there's a lot of people in here that actually watch consistent creators because they're constantly on the homepage whenever they go to like their YouTube desktop or on the TV. And then like after months of watching them, you find out you're not even subbed to them. I do this all the time, and I always get comments from people that are like, dude, I've been watching you for 6 months. I swear to God, I was subbed. You probably weren't subbed, but the algorithm is just so good at giving you the content that you will click and watch. And for some reason, you support your boy. I appreciate it. Now, metrics and analytics you should understand and that do somewhat matter. First and foremost, impressions. Why impressions is so important is because as creators, sometimes we get mad at platforms or we get discouraged. Like, is this even pushing me to anything? On YouTube, impressions are a dead giveaway that YouTube is doing their job. So if you go to your analytics and you look on your videos and you look at impressions, that's how many people YouTube has pushed your video to in some way, whether it's a homepage, a sidebar. YouTube has taken your video with whatever title and thumbnail you have and put it in front of somebody. And the number of impressions shows how many people that is. And this is one of the analytics that really changed my perspective on things with like the woe is me, the platform doesn't push me. And this is the number one analytic that I also shock a lot of people when they're like, they just don't push the small guy. I say, go check your analytics. And they're like, holy while I only got 100 views off of this stuff, it pushed it to 10,000 people. And what's super impactful about learning that is you stop giving the power to something else and you understand like, oh, wait, they are pushing it. Now, what can I do to do a better job for people to come into that, to act?
Right. So, and I hate to cut him off right there, but he said a few things that I hope that you picked up on. That's really important. Impressions are certainly important. One thing about, sorry, and he talked about the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm is amazing, I must say. And maybe that's because they've had so much time. I've been on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for years and years, right? Excuse me. I don't remember how long exactly, but I've been on YouTube for years and years, right? And so it has a pretty good understanding of who I am. But also, here's the sweet thing about algorithms is that you can change them yourself, right? And it doesn't take that long. You can search very specific videos, right? A few different searches. And then all of a sudden, when you go back to the home page, now you're getting, I appreciate you, Riz. Welcome in. How you doing? But when you go back to the home page, now you're seeing other videos that are like that, right? Like what you searched. It's YouTube is amazing with that. And I didn't notice it until I started watching his videos and he starts talking about it. And so I was like, okay, so now I can remove that thought from my head that, you know, if I make a video, then how do I push it to? That's one of the issues with, I'm gonna be honest, that's one of the issues with Twitch, right? Twitch doesn't have content to actually push. Twitch is a live streaming focused platform. So they're pushing whoever's live. And then among the people who are live, they are pushing the partners, right? Let's be honest. That's what they're doing. It's difficult, or maybe they just made the choice to not push people who are just simply streamers, who are not affiliates, non-affiliates, or even affiliates, right? The whole thing is partners. And it kind of makes sense because they're the ones getting the views. So you're coming to the platform to see people with views. Like the idea is like, well, this is where you want to be, right? If you have 100, 200 people in a room, other people are going to see that and they're going to go in there and be like, hey, what's going on up in here? Like, what you guys doing, right? But if you see a couple people in a room, you just be like, oh yeah, what's up? And you sometimes you'll just walk right on by, or in this case, you'll scroll right on by. So Twitch is not made like YouTube. I wish that they made some adjustments to that, right? I wish, honestly, if we're talking about it, I wish they put a little bit more priority on clips. I'm so big on clips right now. If you follow me on TikTok, which I know a lot of people don't, because I didn't really put it out there. I don't even think I have it on my Twitch or my YouTube, so I gotta adjust that. But if you follow me on Twitch, I put like clips of my gaming streams, right? And so if I look at a clip as like a trailer of the streamer, right? So let's say, okay, man, we just heard they're making this new Captain America movie, man. It's supposed to be crazy. Oh yeah, what's going on? What's in it? Oh, well, they got Captain America, they got Iron Man, they got Hulk, they got they even got like it's a crossover event, so you might see some other people from some other properties, and you're like, man, that's crazy, man. Okay, I can't wait for this to come out. A clip is like the trailer for the movie, right? So I can go up here and I could tell you, listen, this is what we doing on my streams, right? I'm a variety streamer. I do we streamed last night. We did a movie review for Men of Honor, and then we played Police Simulator Patrol Officers, and we had a lot of fun. Or I could say, hey, like on Wednesday night, every other Wednesday night, I do Red Cup Spotlights, where we take an artist, a group, or a genre, and we spotlight them and we tell their story in our own way, and we do trivia with it. Or I could tell you on Fridays, 1 p.m. Central, we're doing tech support talks, where we help you, the streamer, to stream differently. I can tell you all that. But what's better than telling you all that is me actually showing you what happens when we do that, right? So that's what the clips are. And because Twitch doesn't push the clips, they push the live, then you're always going to have trouble getting discovered on Twitch. Always. There's no way. There's literally no way. They don't prioritize tags. They don't prioritize categories. Like, you literally have to go searching for someone to find someone. You have to have a trailer. You have to have clips. And if you don't have clips, I'm be honest, you're going to have a tough time. I'm not saying you don't have anything, but without clips, you're having a real tough time. Now, let's circle back around. Okay. Let's go over to YouTube. YouTube has all of that. YouTube's algorithm works, right? I've been recommended video, and I tested this out. So I've been recommended videos from people, and I would just look at the thumbnail, and I'm basically now I'm judging off the thumbnail and the titles and the content. What's up, Lala? How you doing? I'm judging, like, do I want to watch this video? And I don't even look at the views.
La, 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 la.
I don't even look at the views, right? I look at the thumbnail and I say, hey, I think, okay, let me click on this. I think I want to check this out and see what they say. That's an algorithm for you, okay? That's what you want. But since we don't have that where we are with Twitch, now we got to make it happen. Not saying leave Twitch, but you really got to understand where you are, right? And what you need to do. You got to, I go back to this and I talk about this often. You got to take your long form content, cut it up into short form content, and spread it out among the masses, right? Just give it to everybody, right? We passing out turkeys like Nino Brown, okay? Everybody get one. TikTok, you get clips. Instagram, you get clips. YouTube Shorts, you get these shorts. Pass them out everywhere, right? Try to get eyes on you. And then you funnel them back to your long form content, which is the stream. Makes sense, right? But you gotta get to that, right? You got to get to that. So what we're talking about, again, he's talking about the basics, but this can be applied. A lot of the stuff that he's talking about can be applied to Twitch as well, right? YouTube is the place. If you ask me, listen, if you're asking me, and I'm not saying you ask me, but if you're asking me, YouTube is the place, okay? But Twitch seemed like, man, like when you're here, you love it. But YouTube is the place. If you want real, like, you want to make waves, YouTube is the place, right? And then just always be thinking about, I say YouTube is the place. But always be thinking about, always be thinking about long form to short form. Long form to short form. When I'm done streaming, I'm thinking about cutting up clips of my stream, right? I cut them up into, we'll probably talk about that next week. Yes, YouTube is longevity. That's why I call it a library. Yes. And Twitch is temporary. Absolutely. It's not the best model. It's not the best model. Monetizing is difficult to obtain on YouTube. Yes, it is. It takes a little bit more consistency, right? But I mean, you're a streamer anyway, right? So that's a part of the job, consistency. But again, long form to short form, cut that stuff up. We should talk about this next week, but Twitch has to cut up their stuff in vertical format for short form. Listen, it's so smooth. I do it on here, cut it up, right? Not even really cut it up. I just find a piece and I make it 30 seconds, right? And if I like it, okay, I download it. I put it in CapCut. I sprinkle a little salt, a little pepper on there, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a little paprika. Got to make it look good, you know what I'm saying? So that means that I'm adding captions, right? Fun captions. I might add some video, right? I might do a little freeze frame, a little zoom, you know what I'm saying? And then I add the title on a video. I'm done. Right. Overall, the process for one video should take me somewhere around, because I'm using a template that I'm comfortable with, should take me around like 15 minutes. If I'm feeling froggy, 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? If I'm really trying to do something, but for the most part, 15 minutes maybe for the whole thing. What's up, Miss Ronzi? How you doing? Welcome in. Kenny B had a question on Twitch, $1 million question. So for the DJ, the concept of streaming is temporary since we can't legally stream on YouTube. Okay. Let me take a little sip to that. The DJ is a complex. There's a lot of moving parts with the DJ, right? The DJ is already playing something that he needs to be licensed and allowed to play, right? His content, or his or her. But the DJ's content is based around someone else's work, right? But what you're doing is you're trying to create something new from someone else's work. There's a lot of moving parts to that. How does a DJ promote themselves and get views? A DJ, first off, has to view themselves as a content creator first. You have to view yourself as a content creator first. So when you're making, now it might be a little bit more difficult for a DJ because you can't necessarily take your stream, that long form stream that you did, or you did, you know, a 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour stream, right? And cut it up and place it somewhere. You might not necessarily be able to do that, right? Because you'll get strikes. But what you can do, I'll give you an idea. Just think about the videos that you see on Instagram, on TikTok, of people making, or like other DJs or people making music, right? What you can do is actually like either make a video where you're talking about songs that you think go well together, right? So now you're mixing it up, and you'd be like, hey, have you ever thought about this song? Actually, Music Spasms did one recently. You could check it out. Because he did Janet Jackson lyrics with, I can't think of the song, but either way, so he combined it right there, right? But you could do something where you could do like a little bit more. I'm saying that simply, but you could do something with a little bit more production value. Like, let's say you're talking and you're like, hey, I wonder, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder what this would sound like if I mix this with this. You know what I'm saying? And you show the song, ding, ding, right? And then you actually do it. And then you know what I'm saying? However you, listen, but you gotta be, what I'm saying is, long story short, however you gonna do it, you gotta be a little bit more creative. And the thing that we know about creativity, especially when it comes to a DJ, DJs are first off, they're extremely creative, because when they're doing these sets, every minute and a half to maybe 3 minutes, they're thinking about what goes well with this, or where do I take the people next, right? What should I play next that will evoke this emotion, that emotion? But at least that's how I play. So, like when you're doing that, your brain is working at a very high level. You should be able to step away and think about maybe the process. Maybe you show somebody, okay, wait, how do I do that? Or how did I do that? What made me come up with this combination? Maybe you could break down, okay, well, the BPMs don't necessarily match in this case, so I had to bring one down. When I brought one down, I could hear the bass kick, and I was like, oh, okay, that works well. Or maybe you match two songs together that are very similar, right? Or maybe you're doing a sample to the original. Different things like that. What I'm saying is, long story short, Candy B, I know we went off on a tangent, and I apologize. But long story short, for your $1 million question, you need to be creative. Show some of that creativity in your short form content. And again, don't overthink it. It don't have to be a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. 30 seconds or less, like your pizza delivery. Okay, we in and we out. Think about it like that, and let's see what you come up with. I know you like when I go on a tangent. Okay, let's keep going. My bad. Get people to feel like they're engaged. Absolutely. Absolutely, Risk. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. You want people to feel engaged. You want people to feel a part of your stream. That's why we talked about this. Rebel's one of the best. She reads the chat and she make you feel like whatever you type, she's going to see because she reads it. Even when she ain't supposed to read it, she still reads it. She's amazing with that. Like, that's why and that's another reason why her numbers grow. People feel like they are literally a part of that stream, right? You can do the same thing. It's important for you to do what you love to do, right? What you're enjoying doing. It's important. But also at the same time, right? It's engagement, right? If I'm gonna do that's like, man, I'm gonna hold this cooking class, right? And I'm gonna be in the kitchen, I'm cooking, and I got people watching me, but somebody asks a question, somebody makes a comment, and I don't even acknowledge it. Like, why would I come here? You know what I'm saying? Why would I spend my time here? As opposed to going to somebody's, maybe they're doing a cooking tutorial, cooking lesson. I'm talking about like you're live and you're there, right? And you know, this person's cooking and they turn and then they're telling you, hey, you know, yeah, we're doing this and we're doing that. Oh, you got a question? Okay, what's going on? Or somebody makes a comment and they're like, oh man, that smells good. Yeah, I love the way it smells. Listen, when you add this little spice right here, that just brings up the scent and the odor and the flavor. I love it every time. Would you like a taste? Okay, let me do that. Like, you got to think about how to do that in your streams. Being creative. Okay. See, I go off on these tangents. Y'all just let me go. Y'all don't nobody say, hey man, you're talking too much. Okay. We got 10 minutes left in this video. All right. So let's finish it up. Make a video like in the mind of DJ Candy B when I'm mixing. Well, see you. Oh, well, Push, you make so much content, but you not Push. You know, you're not interested in cutting up no short form content, man. And I got love for you, bro. You know you're not interested in that part. You be talking about stuff. You be doing workouts, but then like the conversations when you in between the sets, bro, you got content for days, man. For days, bro. I feel so bad when I don't respond to anything people type. I understand that, Arch, and people get the vibe. People pick up on that. Showing a bit of your passion, so engaging for the watchers. It is, Sess. It is every time. And what's even more engaging is when someone takes a moment to answer a question while they're in the heat. This is gonna sound weird. While they're in the heat of passion, right? And they take a moment to answer that question. I see there's this guy, EJ_SA. I talk about him often, man. He's a big time nerd, right? But the dude, he's been streaming for what, over 10 years. And his thing is space. Anything space related, that dude is, listen, he knows. And he admits he doesn't know everything, right? But what he knows, he's so passionate about it. And he can just tell you and like tell you how things work, how it's supposed to work. Why didn't this work? How can it work better? Right? Where they're lacking, where are they excelling? All about space. It's amazing. And then when he sees like a rocket going up in the air, like he just explodes. He loves it. He loves it. So you're seeing this person with this passion, right? And you don't understand everything that he's talking about, but just being in a room, there's not many places like that. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to be one of those kind of places. You want to be a haven for stuff like that, right? Whatever you're talking about. Even when Push is talking about working out and what he's doing, I'm in there with him. I don't always know what he's talking about, but I'm there with him. I'm like, okay, all right. And then maybe he'll say something that I'll notate and I'll go back and look it up later. You know what I'm saying? To try to find out more information on it. But those are the kind of streams that are just like, now we're talking next level stuff, right? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was saying that's what Kenny B should do as far as YouTube, her thought process when it comes to her mixing her songs. Okay. Ron said, I try to get better. Candy B, I'm going to try that on TikTok. I hate the idea of TikTok, but realize it's a necessary evil as a streamer. You keep ducking from TikTok. Now, I don't know what they're doing. From what I understand, it might be going away in January, but we don't know. But until then, let's get these views. You know what I'm saying? Until then, let's go get these views because they're there to be had. Now, I don't always trust TikTok, right? I said this earlier.
What you say? I said, whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe.
Okay, so I don't always trust TikTok, right? Because I posted a video and I got like 600 views, right? I posted another video. I got like 350 views. I posted another video. I'm in like 200 something. Then I post a video at noon on a weekday and I got 9 views. Come on, TikTok. Who you kidding? First off, that's top tier content over there. All right, on my game clips. That's top tier content. Okay, if you were there, then you know. All right, but secondly, how's y'all algorithm working? I use the same hashtags. I post a video at 1 in the morning, and I'm getting all these views, and then I post another video at like noontime. Nothing. It's crazy, man. That's crazy. TikTok, you need to do better. All right. Yeah. Cheeks. TikTok's algorithm is double cheeked up. Were you wearing a police hat? Yes, I was. Yes, every time, except for one. Try at 6 a.m. That's crazy. I'm going to schedule my next one for 6 a.m. and I'm going to see what happens. Okay, let's keep going. Let's finish this up, y'all.
Actually want to click on that video. That's where the analytics CTR, or impressions click-through rate, comes into play. This is the percentage of people that after seeing your video on a page somewhere decided to click on this. By the way, with the impressions and getting your video pushed, a super important thing is using keywords somewhere. And this doesn't mean like directly constantly having to title your video to relate to popular situations. It's using keywords that people would search, you know, like a how-to, or like if you make tech content, providing tech into the title would probably be pretty important. Notoriously, streamers are the worst at doing SEO or putting keywords into the title. And it's like they could be playing a Call of Duty game, and for some reason their stream title is like Crazy Mondays with so-and-so. And it's like, nobody is searching that up. Why not just say Call of Duty Black Ops 6 dash whatever your name is. Anyways, back to the click-through rate. Seeing click-through rate is a good observation of if your thumbnails and titles are captivating enough for people to want to actually click. So if you're like, okay, I'm getting impressions, but my click-through rate is 2%, that's a really good sign that your thumbnails or titles need work, because not enough people are interested in clicking on whatever it is that you're putting out there. Again, gives you the power to understand like, oh wait, if my click-through rate is low, I need to change my thumbnails. Now I know that is something that I need to change. Because before, if you're just making thumbnails for your videos, you really don't know what's right or wrong. You don't know what's going on. Is YouTube not pushing your stuff? If YouTube is pushing your stuff, are people just not wanting to click on it? Now you have the answer. Next, a super important analytic is your average view duration. The amount of time on average people are spending on your video. So if you have a 10-minute long video and you have a 10% average view duration, people are only sticking around for like a minute. And a good thing about the engagement tab on YouTube is you can just specifically see where people are dropping off. Are they dropping off in the first 30 seconds of the video, or are they dropping off at 6 minutes and 24 seconds? Well, then you can actually go into the video and see at 6 minutes and 24 seconds, what did you do in there? Well, maybe at that point you kind of had like a brain fart and you kind of went on this like tangent, going in a completely different direction, not related to the video in any way, shape, or form. Well, now you know, maybe you should cut that shit out of your videos. So with impressions, click-through rate, and your view duration alone, these are 3 really important analytics without getting like super deep into your channel. These are the analytics that will just help you understand if you're making your content work for people. If you're doing your job as a creator to bring people into the conversation that you are trying to create. Step number 4, start making a game plan for your.
All right. So does everybody, I think everybody understands that, right? But you got to look at your analytics first to get a better understanding. But I think everybody understands what he's saying, right? Check your analytics. Excuse me. If you check your analytics, then you can follow, okay, this isn't working, but this is working. Okay, so let me adjust that. And then now we put them both together, or you know, well, wait, all 3 of these things doesn't work. Okay, well, let me fix that. Let me get one thing working right. And then we keep going. That, I mean, that's the essence of that's the gig, right? When you create the content, and you learn all this just through experience, right? Trial and error. Just making videos and taking the time. It is literally one of those things where you're not going to get better unless you actually do it. And once you start to do it, you get better. It's just like anything else, right? You start to do it, you get better and better and better. That's the idea. Okay. Hopefully everybody got that. All right, let's finish it up. We got like 6 minutes left on the video. And then if you got any questions, feel free to ask. Okay.
Videos. Guys, it doesn't need to be complicated. It's literally just getting down on your iPad, your iPhone, and noting down a few things. By the way, people ask if I script all the time. I used to, and on some more important videos, I still do from time to time, but I like to kind of like freeball it off of some notes, coming up with a title, thumbnail, jotting down some things, so that way it's like, write down ideas. That's what I'm talking about right now. I'm just gonna click that off the list. It's so funny. I've gotten the advice for years of like, dude, have some structure to your videos, make some plans for them. And like, even still to this day, I veer away from, I just get so lazy and I just want to put out, and then I don't do it. But like, it's so crazy. If I literally go back and look over the last like year and a half, or just this summer alone, I like went on a streak this summer of just like sitting down, doing a lot of thumbnails, putting together a lot of these videos, like really articulating them in some way. And lo and behold, we had a huge spike and hit 100K. But even still deeper from that, if I look back at my last 2 years, the top 15 videos in the last 2 years were all like curated. And like, these like videos don't do like, you know, they're like not getting like 5K compared to 2K. I'm talking some of these videos got like 250,000 views in the first week, because like I showed up and I had some structure and I had some game plan to the videos. So guys, writing down your ideas, building some structure so that way you can tell an appropriate story, it's super important. Building up your title and keywords and doing some research before you even get your video out, and even having the thumbnail done just off of the idea in itself, super important. Either way, just curating your content in some way so that way you have structure. It's really, really important. And then speaking of structure, having a schedule that you adhere to is key. I said earlier something about setting realistic goals. This is where you actually create that game plan after you have the goals. If it's an upload goal, this is where you create the game plan to keep that going. What does your schedule look like? What days are you gonna write down the ideas and then structure the video? And then what day is sit down and record day? Typically, I like to record on the weekends. Like I try to make sure I have a video out every single week, and I like it to drop around Sunday or Monday. So I typically spend the weekends recording. Right now it's Sunday. I've noted this stuff down throughout the week. Here I am on Sunday, sitting down, recording this evening. I'll edit it tomorrow, Monday, it will be out.
Okay. Just real quick, I was noticing Seth had a comment. She said, as an avid audience member, we like to solve the puzzle of the story, and having a plan for us to follow helps. Can you expand on that thought? An avid audience member of mine, or you're saying just like as someone who views other live streams, or you know, you are a viewer yourself, you like to solve the puzzle of the story. Oh, in general, okay, general viewing content. I got you. Okay, but what do you mean by story? What do you mean? The puzzle of the story, or are you saying the puzzle of the stream? I mean, you're pretty good with words. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but yeah, is that what you're saying? Like the puzzle of the stream? Maybe. I don't know. Let me know though. Okay, let me know. We're gonna keep going. We got 4 minutes left.
Maybe it's a long form video on Monday and a short form video on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But either way, build some structure, set a game plan with this schedule and stick to it. And that is step number 5. You have to be consistent. Look, this is what destroys like 98% of people that actually attempt to do any form of content, not even just YouTube, but it is important to say on YouTube. I can't tell you the amount of people that I've seen like rally the troops, like they're really gonna do it this time. They go super hard for 2 to 3 weeks. They don't get the results. They don't get the reward that they thought they were gonna get. That feeling kind of dies out, the momentum kind of dies out, and they just give up. I would argue that consistency is the #1 animal in the YouTube game by far. And I'm not even basing it off the idea of like just over a period of time, by consistently showing up and doing your thing, you will have a better chance. Like I'm not even mentioning it in that aspect. I'm pointing it out in the idea that just as a creator in itself, you're going to have to learn to stick through the times where it's not glorified, the times where you don't get a lot of reward. We just hit 100K on this channel last month. We were absolutely cooking over the last few months, and life updates hit me in the face. While you may sympathize, none of you guys care. The algorithm doesn't care. The platform doesn't truly give a shit, because everybody has their own problems. That is momentum that I have to work on. That's an obstacle I have to navigate around. And then guess what? As a result, some things fall. So this is a stage where it's not as glorified. I've hit a milestone. I'm a long way from a very big milestone, but I want this. My only option is to stick with it and be consistent, even when it's not as glorified. That grit teaches so much, not only as a creator, but just as a person. Not every day through a weight loss journey are you gonna feel happy about the way you look. Not every day through strength training or trying to build muscle are you gonna feel full and strong. But with doing YouTube, just like with going to the gym, regardless, over a year time frame, the more times you visit the gym, the more times you suck it up, you get through those bad workouts, you enjoy the good workouts, eventually, as a long result, by the end of the year, if you're consistent, you will be in a far better place compared to where you started if you're just at least sticking with the again, I cannot emphasize enough how simple of a step this is for anybody that wants to start a YouTube channel. And it's genuinely the #1 reason why I see so many people fall on their face. And I'm not even talking about from like a small creator perspective, guys. I know of creators that like hacked the algorithm, started a YouTube channel, especially from like another platform. Maybe they had a TikTok or an Instagram growing, and like they leveraged what they do, came to YouTube, and like they got ridiculous views off the rip, but they just weren't consistent with the platform. And look, I get people are busy, you have personal lives, but like to me, there's just no excuse if you want to have a successful channel and not applying time to get a video out every week or two and sticking to that schedule. You mean to tell me you want to grow your YouTube channel, you want to be a decent creator, but you can't find a few hours in a 2-week time frame to sit down and make a video about something that you're into? I find that hard to believe, but hey, I'm not here to judge you on that. I'm just here to click off these last check boxes on the 5 simple steps for growing a YouTube channel and just create my content and get the fuck out of here. All right, I hope this video was helpful in some way, shape, or form. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm out, peace, deuces.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that is the video. Let me know what you thought. Again, that was Big E. You can find him on YouTube. Big E, B-I-G-E. Okay. He talks about consistency being the key, and that's another thing that we most certainly talk about all the time. There was a point where I only streamed one night a week. One night a week, right? And that was my way of staying consistent while trying to expand on what I was trying to start up, right? Which was tech support next door. That was my whole thing, right? But I needed to dedicate time to it, to actually make, that's the interesting thing, to make the stream together tutorial. I had to set time to make it because I work a full-time job, right? I have 2 young boys, okay, who whenever I have them, they have my full attention, right? They have my full attention. So I needed to set aside time outside of those, necessary responsibilities. And I was able to do that. And once I was able to do that, then I expanded my streaming schedule where I'm currently now, which is amazing. This is the most I've ever streamed. I'm streaming 4 times a week, 3 to 4 times a week, right? And streaming is different from a YouTube video, but it all takes work at the end of the day. Right. So if you're going to stream, be consistent, come up with a schedule that works for you, do what you want to do, right? Showcase what you want to showcase. And another thing that Seth put in the chat, she talks about having a plan. When you have a plan, that makes it easier for the audience members to follow. We've talked about this before in the past as well. You set the stage, you set the schedule, you are the entertainment, right? Imagine, and there's avenues for this, right? When you can go to a comedy show, or you can go to it's like someplace like Second City, right, in Chicago, where they're doing improv, right? So you don't know what's going to happen, but still the format of the show is comedy improv, right? So you have an idea. You could do the same thing with streaming. Now with a video, you should have a clear idea of like what you're going to talk about and where you're going, because you never want to ramble, right? You don't want to go on a tangent and people just turned off by it and be like, whatever, I think I'm good, right? You don't want to do that. You want to give them, in a video, you need clear direction, and you want to get to what you need to talk about, like the main point, as quickly as you can, right? and work around that. But Twitch is a little different because we're talking about a live streaming platform, but you should still plan the stream, right? On Thursdays, and I say these examples for myself, but there's a number of different examples that I could bring up. But on Thursdays, Red Cup game night, we're taking, we're doing a movie review that we tell people in advance the movie that we're doing so that they can watch it, make notes, bring them with them, and then they can either type their notes in the chat or they can jump on a call, and then we talk about it, right? Like live right there. And then after we do that, then we go into the game. Now, of course, that's going to expand. Like that night is going to expand. But to start, that's the plan. Same thing with Spotlight, right? Spotlight, when we do it, we play some music to begin. Then we go into the oral history a little bit, although we've made the adjustment, like I said, to more trivia. So it's less videos, but the trivia is still there. Now we've gone from 2.5, 3 hours to an hour, right? 1 hour show, jam-packed, 10 questions, right? Whoever gets the most answers correctly out of those 10 questions, they get to choose the last video that we play. So again, a format and a clear format, something that people can follow, something that people can watch, something that people can be entertained by. Because when you think about it, and I always go back to this example, man. I talk about the Cosby Show, right? And I talk about the Cosby Show because, for one, I love that show. But for two, a TV show in general shows you exactly how this stuff works. A good TV show, and everybody has a good TV show that they've watched, and they're just like, oh man, this was so good. Think about how many different characters were in there. Think about how many different things were happening in there. Think about what the show is about. Like, can you summarize it? If you got a favorite TV show, of course you can summarize it. You could tell me about that right now. Oh man, you should check out this show called ... Man, they got this actor and this actress in there, or these actors in here, and like the story is about this guy who does this thing and he finds it, but then somebody else finds out that he knows about it, and so now it's a race to get to here. That's pretty clear, right? Like, it's the same way with your stream. You should be that clear so that when somebody talks about you, it's not a complicated thing. Man, this dude Push, he does a different work. He does fitness and health, and he be telling stories. Okay, I'll check him out. Yes, every sitcom on TGIF back in the day. Masters of storytelling in 30 minutes. Masters of storytelling. 30 minutes? Listen, you get a lot in 30 minutes, and we're not even talking about the full 30 minutes. What is it, like 23 minutes? Because you got commercials in there? Masters. You got to think about it. Listen, if you need to shrink it, right? If an hour is too much time, shrink it down to 30 minutes. Be like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing for the next 30 minutes. We're going to play this game for 30 minutes. So the idea is we're going to do this for 30 minutes, whatever it is. Like, shrink it down. I'm not afraid to pivot. I think that's one of my advantages. I can look at something, it's like I can step back and look and be like, yeah, we need to adjust. I need to change this, right? If it's not working, it ain't working, right? We were playing, and I'm not saying Firefighter Simulator doesn't work. I enjoy the game, but as far as like entertainment value in comparison to when I play the police simulator, the patrol officer, they two different games. They on two different levels. Two totally different levels. Like when I do patrol officer, like I'm on some next level. Like that's my pocket. That's my pocket. 'Cause I like to talk crazy either way. But but then when we're doing tech support talks, like that's my pocket too. Like we're talking about something I'm really passionate about. Like I'm serious about this. When we do Fluffy Daddy Workouts, which if you haven't seen, we do that on Twitch. And yes, it's called Fluffy Daddy Workouts because I'm fluffy and also I'm a dad. So it just fits. Okay. Don't get any ideas. But when we do those, it's a similar thing. Like it's all talking and engagement though. That's the thing that's a, what do they call it? A thread, like a through thread or something like that. I don't know. But that's the thing that connects all of my streams together. The fact that like I talk and then we talk, like I really care about perspective, like what you think. So what do you care about? Right? What do you want to do if you're going to make a YouTube video? If you're watching this video, clearly you want to make YouTube videos and you want to make better YouTube videos. So a through line. Yes, there you go. Through line. But what do you want to do? What are you passionate about? Like, what do you really enjoy doing? And you don't necessarily have to be, again, it's not about, oh, well, I'm good at doing this. I didn't ask you, what are you good at? I asked you, what are you passionate about? Not what you're good at. What are you passionate about? Figure that out. Game plan. Once you understand, you have a clear direction. Okay, let's get to recording. Let's get to putting this stuff out here. And let's see what we come up with, right? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Couldn't hurt. Let's see what happens. All right. So I thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all again. We started a little late. My apologies. But I think we got it squared away. Okay. I'm going to write down these settings and I'm remembering for the next stream. Next week, we'll be back. Tech Support Talks, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. As always, I am in the Midwest. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming to Dallas. Again, my name is G Class on here. If you want to follow me on Twitch, I don't know who's in the YouTube, but if you want to follow me on the Twitch, G Class. What's up, Molly Potty? How are you doing? Please, for Twitch, please copy that raid message. For YouTube, we're getting ready to end the stream in a bit. But again, I thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. I love you. Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. But I love you. Okay. If you don't hear that any place else from anyone else in your life, you hear from me. I love you. I thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So I'm about to end the stream on YouTube, and then we're gonna set up the raid on Twitch. We'll figure all that out. All right. Thank y'all so much again. Tech Support Talks, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. If you got any further questions, right? You wanna actually sit down with me for like a one-on-one and we chat, right? You tell me what's on your mind. All right. What you thinking about, what you hoping to do. Reach out to me on at techsupportnextdoor.com. Techsupportnextdoor.com. Should be a link in my description somewhere in there. Okay. And just schedule a free consultation with me. All right. We go from there. All right. I thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, YouTube. We'll be back next week.